Hello, everyone. So first, I want to say thank you to everyone who was able to make it to our parent power hours. It makes such a difference when you guys take the time to really learn about how you can help your students, especially during this crazy time where a lot of you are now becoming, teachers, speech therapists, occupational therapists, physical therapists. You're wearing a lot of hats right now. So taking this extra time to learn a little bit more about how you can help your student in their communication is such a big deal. And I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your already very busy schedule to work a little bit on core vocabulary and how you can target language at home. So if you do go to Caminetti, you will get this PowerPoint sent out to you. So don't worry about writing everything I say down. Just really listen and try to really think about your student as I kind of go through some of the pieces. And if you have any questions, as always, just reach out. So let me share my PowerPoint with you guys. So let's go up here to the top. Start from the beginning. So I'm Ashley Shevchenko, the speech therapist here at Caminetti, and we are talking about communicating at home. So first, what is core vocabulary? That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Then we're going to talk about why we're using it. What is aided language stimulation? I know that's a mouthful, also known as modeling. What strategies can I use at home? And then if you were on the live, then we'll have a section about asking questions. So, of course, we have up here, we have Oprah, and you get a core board, and you get a core board for modeling, and you get a core board. And everyone, if you go to Caminetti, should have a core board at home. If not, please reach out to us, and we will make sure that we get one to you. Oops. So, what is core vocabulary? Universal core vocabulary is a set of 36 highly useful single words that can be used alone or in combination to communicate for a range of purposes on countless topics with a wide variety of communication partners. So that's the fancy definition that you'll find on Project Core on their website, but kind of bring that back in. It's vocabulary that's frequently used. You use it every day. That's why it's so flexible, because it's conceptual. It can be used across different people, places, and topics. So when I say conceptual, we're thinking conceptual versus concrete. So concrete language would be things like the earth, the floor, Caminetti Exceptional Center, Miss Ashley. Those are concrete things you can see, you can listen to, you can go to them. You know exactly what it is. Whereas things like it's a little more conceptual. So it could be a person, a place, a thing. It could be used to describe Caminetti Exceptional Center. It could be used to describe the earth. So the language we're using, because it's conceptual, it's not a concrete thing that you can hold, it gives them more flexibility. Because the thing is when we get a lot of what we call fringe or concrete words, what's happening is that you're having hundreds of words to be able to talk. Yes, it's specific. They know exactly what you're talking about. But because you have so many different people, you have so many different places and so many different topics you could possibly talk about, if you're just starting out, or maybe you need a limited field of pictures, you're not going to be able to have 100 pictures. And even if you have 100, you're still not going to have every word you need all the time. So that's where core comes in, because you don't have to have all those other words. If someone asked me and they're like, what happens with the earth and the sun? I could say, it goes. It goes around. There's all kinds of different things you could use like that. It's all about how you word the question and thinking outside of the box to use these because they could be used. Or if maybe they want to ask you, hey, where are we going? And you might say, school. Oh, school's not open. We're going to go somewhere different. So it's easy to kind of think outside the box. There is a video at the bottom. I'm not going to pull it up because every time I pull it up, my Zoom crashes. But it's from Project Core, and it's their continuing education about universal core, and it will give you a lot more information if you would like to know some more. But the big thing that all of you guys are here for is why? Why do I care about Project Core, and why am I going to use it? So, number one, big thing here, it's flexible. It can be used in any setting, with any communication partner, on any topic. When I first started using this, I would take this in and use this in different classes that I pushed into. I didn't always know their topic. Sometimes what they had planned, that changes. So I would have to find a way to use these words to support my students on whatever topic was going on, whether that be science, if that's math. So maybe in math, they're working on more and less. You can do more and not more. Or you could say, oh, this has the same number. This one has a different number of them. Or here I see all of them. Here I see some. So you just have to think outside the box a little bit sometimes, but it is flexible because it's not, if you just had the word earth, you had stuff so you could talk about earth science. Then when you leave earth science and you go to math, or you go to talk to somebody about your lunch, all you have is earth science. And that doesn't transfer to those other places. So these words give you that flexibility. Secondly, it is easily adapted. The Project Core website has all kinds of different boards that you can use that they've already adapted for you. Because as we know, every student is different and they may require a different board. Some students might use an AAC device, with Touch Chat, Proloquo to Go, Lamp Words for Life, Snap Plus Core First, MinSpeak. They might be using one of those apps, and I can almost guarantee you that there is a folder or there is already core vocabulary built into it. Because A, they're great for building phrases, and B, they're very general. So it's something that students could use in anything. It doesn't have to be something from the Project Core site to have core vocabulary, because core vocabulary is not new. It has been around for a very long time, but Project Core has done an excellent job of doing a lot of research and adapting these different boards. So they have some that are for eye gaze. You can get a big plexiglass board and the students look at the corners, and they have one that goes on the front and then one that goes on the back. So when you see a student looking in this corner, maybe that means go. They have limited field. They have some that are 6 to a page, some that are 4 to a page, some that are 9 to a page for those students who either need larger icons or maybe they need less of them per page. And they have high contrast for students who are have visual impairments or require kind of that different, the different coloring on the core board. So that's another thing that makes it very easy. This is also free online. You can always make your own, and there are definitely so many other core boards you can get out there, but Project Core is a really good place to get them. And then it also teaches the meaning of the vocabulary without limiting their communication options. So instead of just saying, touch go, show me go, because then all they're doing is they're following your direction. They're following your direction to touch that icon, but they have no idea what they're saying or what that means. Whereas when you teach core vocabulary, what we're going to talk about today is you want to teach how to use it, when to use it, where to use it, with who you might use it. You're teaching them the meaning behind it. You're pairing it with that experience. So that's something we'll kind of get into a little bit more as we go on, but those are 3 of the big reasons why we're using it this year. And if you're going to use CORE or any new system, any augmentative or alternative communication system, you got to model every day, all day. Use that aided language stimulation, also known as modeling, because you are their communication partner and they need a lot of support from you because you expose them to that language. You give them that example, the same as you would for your child when they're learning language. You're talking to them all the time, saying ready, set, go, or using those phrases, or, oh, look, I see a red car. I see a blue car. Oh, you're reaching. It looks like maybe you want something from the fridge. So you're always acknowledging their communication. You're giving those examples all the time for your students that are verbal or your children that are verbal. But sometimes when we have a student that uses AAC or Augmentative and Alternative Communication, we don't think about the fact that guess what? These students also need those same models. And since they aren't speaking verbally, we want to use the system that they're using to show them how they can talk back to us. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth here. Again, this is that big overall definition of aided language stimulation or modeling. So aided language stimulation is a system in which a communication partner, that might be you, teaches symbol meanings, these are your symbols, by combining verbal output or speech with symbols on an AAC device. So for example, if you're reading a book, you could say, okay, let's turn the page. You're touching the symbol, the student's looking at it, and you are verbally saying it as well. So you're saying it, you're touching it, they're looking at it. That is a model. There is a YouTube video under this that you can watch that will show you a video of someone doing aided language stimulation. Like I said before, I'm not going to pull it up. Sometimes that will make our Zoom crash, but you are free to look at it at any time. So this is kind of breaking down aided language stimulation, just taking it one step deeper. So it's talking AAC or augmentative and alternative communication, and keep saying it. So this is something you can get from practicalaac.org. It's an excellent website to learn about augmentative and alternative communication. And this is one of theirs where they talk about starting out with CORE and different steps you can take. So highlight key words from your natural speech with the AAC picture symbols. The more you use aided language stimulation or modeling, the easier it gets because you learn where it's located. If you're using it every day, you're going to say, I could say want. It looks like they want something. Where is want? And then you're going to use it. And then the next time you're going to, where was want? What was up here? And the more you use it, you're going to be able to find it. Want, can, where, I, like, different, all. Like you're going to learn where all these things are over time. You won't even need to look at it anymore because you'll know because you're using it every day. You're getting practice just like your student or child is getting practice. You automatically slow down when you start using this, partially because when you start using it, you don't know where everything is. So you have to look and you have to really think about it because it's something new, just like it's new for your student. You shouldn't expect them to immediately start using it without you teaching them how to use it. This symbol here for turn, it is a green ball with arrows around it. If you cannot read the word turn or you do not know what the word turn means, that green ball will mean nothing to you. And, maybe somebody uses it, I use this once a week or maybe here and there. It's going to take them a very long time to learn what turn means. However, if when they open the door, good job, you turned the handle to open the door. every time they do it. Or every time you read a book, oh, we're going to turn and go to the next page. Or every single time that you play a game, okay, it's your turn. Now it's her turn. If you model that every time in all those situations, every week, every day, they're going to start picking up on it. But they need this aided language stimulation. And they need you to be going slow so they actually see when you're touching it. If I'm going, she go in, you didn't see anything I just touched. Whereas I might say, oh, look, she is going in the bank. I'm slowing down. And you will do the same thing. And it's something that your child or student needs. They need you to go slower so that they can process what it is that you're saying. You learn what core vocabulary you might need or want. The more you use it, you're gonna be like, oh, I use this word every day. I think I need this word on there. But if you're not using it, you're not going to think about those things that your child is saying every day or things that are part of their day. Learners get to see and hear the language they're expected to use, which makes it more likely they're going to talk back. Because if you're talking about something and you're saying she is going in the bank, then they might say, oh, in it. She might start using it because you're already giving her or him the vocabulary that they need to use it. They saw what they need to touch. They're understanding that meaning behind it because they're getting that input from you. So when they get that input, it's going to be more likely they're going to start talking back to you. Probably not right away. And it might not be in full phrases. They might start out with one word, just like any student that would be verbally speaking to you. You don't expect a student when they're learning a new language, when they're first learning to talk, we don't expect them to talk in full sentences. So don't expect your AAC user to do that either. It's going to take them time to learn what these mean, to even learn why they would want to use this. This means nothing until you provide a meaning to it. So they have to get that buy-in. Why am I using this? Why would I even look at you touching that little green thing? What does that even mean? But over time, the more you use it, the more they see it, the more it becomes part of their day, they're going to start to learn, oh, okay. Well, when he says go, we get in the car. Or when they say, finished, I'm all done. I don't have to do any more of something. They're going to start to make those sorry, my brain farted, connections, make those connections between the symbol and what it means and those experiences that you're giving them. And then they're going to be more likely to, when they want to go, tell you that they want to go. So why do we use aided language stimulation? It increases their vocabulary comprehension. They're learning what those vocabulary words mean. It's going to increase their utterance length. Maybe they're at one word, but as you go on, you're modeling more. Maybe they're going to get up to 2 words, maybe to 3 words. Maybe they're making phrases. It decreases, or it can decrease, echolalia, which is the repetition of speech. Maybe they're repeating back what you say to them. Maybe they have a phrase that they say all the time, like I go, I go, I go, I go, I go, I go, I go. It's a thing that they say. Maybe they're repeating something from the radio or from TV or something they've heard. They're kind of looping on that phrase or that word. And this helps with that spontaneous speech because you're showing them how, when, and where to use it. So it's going to help increase that speech that's spontaneous, that isn't a repetition. It's going to decrease, well, it can decrease undesirable behaviors. Because think, if you're talking to someone and they never understand what you're saying, you're going to be so frustrated. But if you constantly have someone who is acknowledging what you're saying, giving you a way to communicate back, you're going to be less frustrated because a lot of times those behaviors, they're attempts at communication. Maybe they were misunderstood. They didn't want the ball. They wanted the bubbles, or they didn't want the chicken. They wanted the steak. But you didn't know because they can't tell you. So then they're mad, they're frustrated, and they maybe act out. But think about it. If you were constantly being misunderstood, or you were constantly trying to tell someone what you wanted, but they don't understand every day, all day, think about how frustrated you would be, how you would react. So think about that the next time maybe your student, your child, they act out a little bit. Think about what they're communicating to you and try to replace it. So if I have a student and I can tell they're like grimacing, they're maybe throwing their hands up, they do not like what I'm doing, I'll say, oh, okay, I can see that you do not like this video. Maybe we can try a different one. I heard what you were saying. So I'm acknowledging that I heard them. I'm acknowledging their communication attempt, and I'm showing them how they could say it. Maybe next time we'll say, I do not like it. And then I'll know. If you don't like something, you can tell me not like. So that gives them a way to express themselves, which can really decrease that frustration and give them an outlet, something they can use productively instead of the behavior. It increases communicative functions. Maybe they're requesting, they're protesting. No, 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 no. Maybe they are, requests would be like, I want, I need. Maybe they're trying to socialize. I like that. I really like that. Or maybe they like you. Or maybe they're trying to answer a question. Those are all different things they can do, different intents. Maybe they're seeking attention. They want to get your attention. So this gives them an opportunity to protest. No, I do not want that. Or request, I do want that. Socialize, I like that. Or get attention. Because when they touch this, you need to be paying attention so that they know, oh, okay, they need my attention. They're trying to say something. It improves their syntax or the order of a sentence. Maybe they say go it. You can say, oh, you're right. It goes in. So you're modeling them what order those words go in. And you're correcting what they said without kind of giving that negative feedback. You're just correcting it and encouraging that communication, that positive feedback. And it encourages modeling of language-rich context by your communication partner, which is you. So this, please excuse the video. I don't know what it is about YouTube, but the pictures it chooses for my videos tend to be the least flattering face. So just so you know, excuse that. But if you do look on the YouTube channel, which is listed in our resources, I put one up every week. Some are from school, some are from home, and the ones from home are about, routines you do every day. Because if you are going to be modeling, it's frequent opportunities. It's something that you need to be doing for them as often as possible. So you want lots and lots and lots of opportunities for the learner to experience and use the core words. Communicative temptations are a good way to do that. What does your kid like to do? What does your child like? Do they like music? Do they like to eat? Do they like to dance? Do they like to run? What do they like to do? These situations are designed to encourage or entice communication. If they're motivated, they really like it, they're going to be much, much more motivated to communicate with you because they really, really want it and they're engaged in what's happening. And when you pair that with a wait time, so maybe you're listening to music and, oh, the video stopped. Oh, the video stopped. Do we want to listen to more music? Wait. If you see them reaching, then that's a good time to model. Oh, I can see you reaching. It looks like you want more music. If you want more, you can show me, you can tell me more. So it's a good opportunity to get that wait time in there. Let them know you even want something from them, that you are expecting them to participate back. However, if you do that a couple times and they don't, it's okay, because modeling is important first. You need to get them to understand what it is they could even say. If they don't say it back, then you say, oh, okay, I can see you reaching. It looks like you want more. Let's watch more of the video while you model. Within experiences that allow for modeling or aided language stimulation, core words, learners should also have frequent opportunities to experience and use the core words. That is where you're thinking of like a meaningful language experience that comes in. And we're going to do two different ones. I have some examples, so we'll get more into this in just a little bit. And the only caveat here is that you need to know which words you want to target first. So you want to think about what activities you do during the day, look at the core board or the words that they use, and figure out which words you want to target and how you want to target them. So make sure you have those supports that make the words stand out. That might be masking. Like if you see here on good, I just used a dry erase marker and I highlighted it. So when you look at those words, you're immediately drawn to good. Or you can make like one, this is just pipe cleaners paper and it goes around it. Obviously, this is for a much bigger core word. I have a very big board here. And then you can also use like a pointer. They have some that have like pizza on them or that have other like fun things on the end. Sometimes I'll take pictures of things they like on them because they're going to follow that. This is motivating and exciting. I have one that lights up like a little princess wand. Whatever is going to motivate them to want to look at that word, use it. Provide specific feedback and reinforcement that solidifies and reemphasizes the target core words. Don't just say, good, good, awesome job. Because although that is excellent, you of course want to give them that verbal praise, that positive reinforcement. Everybody likes compliments. So it's important. But when you're just saying good or awesome job, they don't know what they did that was awesome. So when you give them specific feedback, it lets them know, oh, okay, this is what I did correct. This is what I'm going to want to do again. So if you see them reaching, oh, I see that you're reaching. It looks like you want that. I love how you are telling me what you want. Or maybe they're laughing. Oh, I see you're laughing. It looks like you like that. Or maybe they touch it. Oh, I love that you're telling me what you want. Let me see what we have, and then pull out options for them. So giving them that feedback of understanding what it is they did correctly. This is that next step. Once you've kind of been modeling for a little bit, you kind of got a feel for it, you know a little bit of what's going on. This is your next step. So you're going to model 1 to 2 words beyond their current language output. So if they're giving you 1 word, you give them 2 or 3. For example, if they maybe say on their device, want ball or want it, then you can model want red ball, maybe if they have colors, or it go up there. So you're showing them what else they could say, giving them that extra feedback, showing them what they could do. Don't make them say this. This is just the same as like if you had a verbal student, they told you ball. Yes, I see the ball. Or red ball or red ball go. You're expanding what they're saying. Model target vocabulary and grammatical structures. So like we said, they say go it. You could say, that's right, it goes in. So you're still encouraging that communication. You're like, yes, they did it, but you're still correcting them without making it a negative experience. So you're showing them what they could say, what would be the correct way to say it, without saying, oh no, you did that wrong. Just giving them the feedback they need in that model. Model at a rate slow enough for them. Remember, if they don't see it, if they're not looking at it, it's not a model because they don't know what word you said goes with what symbol. So make sure you take your time. And after you say something, if you want them to respond to you, give them about 5 to 10 seconds of wait time. Because if you don't give them that wait time, they might still be processing what you said. They might be looking at the core board to even figure out what could I use. Give them that time and wait. I know it seems awkward and like 10 seconds seems like it lasts forever, but it's really important. Pair it with speech. As needed, fill in the gaps. You're not going to have every word. It's okay to fill that in. Like, it goes up. I just have go, but it's okay to put ES on it. Or the ball goes up. It's okay to say the ball and then just model go up. You don't have to have every word on there. That's okay. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Model what to do when things go wrong, because your student's going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and it's okay. That's part of learning something new. You make mistakes. I know I still make mistakes all the time. But when I make a mistake, I talk about what I did wrong. So maybe I hit she, but that's not what I meant. Oh no, there's just too many on here. I actually meant you. Or maybe if your student has a device and you go to the wrong page, oops, I clicked this one and it took me to school things. I'm going to have to go back because I actually meant to hit people. And it's okay to talk about that mistake and talk about how you fixed it. And that's the next step too. Think out loud. Talk about what you're doing in order to locate the messages you want. Let's see. I want Billy to ask for a drink. First, I need to find the word want. Let's look. Oh, here's want. Now I need to find it. Let's see. I'm looking through all the rows. It's not in this row. Oh, there it is. It. So when you talk through it, that's also teaching them strategies of how to fix, how to problem solve. And that's so important when they're learning something new. So our first example, everybody loves food. It's fall, so Chex Mix is a thing. So think about maybe cooking at home or making something at home or maybe even doing a craft. So I'm giving you an example here of exactly what words you could use and when. So the ingredients are sealed in containers, so the opportunity for want becomes obvious. This is also on Practical AAC. It gives like, these are step-by-step things that it gives you, and it gives you, I think, one for fruit salad and something else. There are quite a few on there. And the link is in your resources. So those sealed containers want, because they can't get to them unless you open them. So that gives them that opportunity for want. Sometimes you have to kind of set the scene or purposely pick things they don't like broccoli. Most students, most kids, they don't like broccoli. And I like broccoli, but I don't want it in my trail mix. So give them a non-preferred item and put it to go into the mix and wait for them to ask for something different or say that they don't want that. No, not that. And do that waiting time. Oh, look, broccoli. What do you think? Do you want something different? Or do we like broccoli? So you want to model a few times before you're expecting them to say it. You have to set that scene up. But once you've done it a few times, start adding in that wait time we talked about to see if maybe they try to say it. Bring out unrelated items, so they have to say not. Or bring out, different bowls, utensils, different things to see if they want different ones. Have them ask for more, say want more before they add more in to their Chex Mix. They could say that to decide what the next item is to mix. They could talk about putting ingredients on top of each other. Go before you start mixing. Go before you begin to eat. Go get the... There are so many ways you can add it in, but this is an example of planning and thinking ahead of time. Okay, what words am I targeting? They're all bold here. How am I targeting them? And where are they on the board? So that when you do go to do this with your student, you know where these things are, you know what words you're going to be using. If your student maybe eats instead of via the mouth, maybe they use a feeding tube. Think of their downtime activities. What do they like to do? A lot of kids, they like to listen to music or watch videos. So this goes through the same thing, like those undesired songs or videos, things you know that they don't like, put them in there anyway, so they can say different or not. Or maybe put the iPad or the radio slightly out of reach so that they have to ask for it. Oh, I want that. Want more before going to the next song. That for the next song. Go before hitting play. Go before switching videos. These are just like some examples, and it's so easy to work it in. Just think about it ahead of time. And there's also my video there of musical chairs. It's one I did, and it shows modeling. So if you get onto my YouTube channel, which if you're already watching this, you're probably already on my YouTube channel. It gives examples. So I have some that are for getting dressed, making the bed, musical chairs, and I'm modeling during the videos. So you can kind of get an idea of maybe what you would do at home or even practice with your student during the video. Here are some more opportunities. I'm not going to talk in depth about these, but I gave you guys examples of different at-home opportunities for using core and what core words maybe that you could use during that with an example. So we have meal times, bathroom routines, getting dressed, doing laundry, dishes, chores, washing your hands, bedtime, morning routine. All of those things are super important. So think about, how can I work this in? What is my student's routine? What is my child's routine? And again, I have the link for my YouTube channel down there because I do have videos for a lot of these different things like doing laundry, making the bed, washing your hands, things like that you can kind of get a better idea by watching me model for those activities. So for example, during mealtime, you could ask, what do you want? Model on their core board and then hold up the options for their meal. So take a look at those and really think about how you could use some of these things at home. And then I have resources for education. These are different things I use to make this PowerPoint, as well as, just different websites with free resources to teach you a little bit more about augmentative and alternative communication and how you can use core vocabulary and how you can work with your student at home. I also have resources that you can use with your child. So these are some that I use all the time, like Tar Heel Reader is something that is for specifically like, early readers, emergent literacy. They're like fun, very simple books you can do, and there's hundreds of them. There's Shared Reader, which will have your core symbols on the bottom. There is Gameplay, which is videos, and it will actually pause the video for you and say, do you want more? Do you like it? Or it'll have that core word, and you have to touch it before you can go on. Boom Cards, if you're one of my students, you have a Boom Learning account that I add stuff to every week. There is VOOCs, they're video books. They're really, really fun and interactive. And right now they have free trials for parents. There is the YouTube channel, which I upload a new video to every week on whatever our core word is for that week, or maybe just, something that goes along with the season, maybe with fall or with winter. But they're always there. They're free, they're pre-recorded, and they have me modeling. They have the core board in them, and just a way to give you activities or even to have your student follow along at home. And then ABC Yeah also has some really fun free games. And if you would like to, I also have a follow-up survey on this this video and this parent training, so I can get a better input of what it is you guys want to learn about, what you did learn from this Parent Power Hour, and how maybe I could improve this presentation so that it would better support you. So if you have a chance, it's 5 questions. It will take you maybe 2 minutes, and it would really help me out to make sure that I'm giving you exactly what you need. So thank you guys so much for popping in and taking time to learn a little bit more about core with me today. And if you have any questions, just reach out. Bye, guys.